local churches that call themselves international ministries but are not international, which make it make sense. I don't know how that's possible, but anyway, you don't have an international ministry, but you're calling yourself international. But here on YouTube, you can literally become international with your ministry because you can reach several countries from this platform. If you're a preacher, you should start a YouTube channel, point blank. Anybody that's in the public speaking space, the public speaking arena, you should already be putting your gift out here on YouTube. This is a platform built on communication skills. Whether you're a preacher or whether you want to be an aspiring preacher, you can practice your skills here right on YouTube. YouTube is an effective practice tool for communication. I'm a witness to that. And I've been doing YouTube for a while, about 5 years, actually a little bit more than that, on and off, several channels. This is my newest channel. I'm experimenting here to see if I could build a YouTube channel from the ground up talking about making money on YouTube. All right. High competition, but what makes this channel different is that it's more of an experiment. But I'm a witness that it can be an effective tool for helping you hone in on your communication skills. And I have a speech impediment, terrible speech impediment. I stumble over my words. I get my pronunciations mixed up. When I was in elementary school, they was working with me on words like snow and slow. I would get the two mixed up. So I would stumble over my words, stutter at times. Stuttering is not really a problem, but it's just more stumbling over my words and the pronunciation with certain letters like T's, L's, H's, that type of thing. But this platform has helped me tremendously hone in on my communication skills. That's just a given. And I come from the preaching world. I was ordained a minister in 1995. I was still a teenager. How old was I? Maybe like 17, somewhere around there. I got ordained 1995. I'm good at public speaking. I could get up, speak in front of audiences. My biggest audience to preach to was about 800 people. But I took a little sabbatical. I took a break from church and from preaching. But now I'm back in, still working on myself. I'm not perfect. Nobody is. And if you think you are, just get off this channel now because I can't even talk to you. Nobody's perfect. Even Jesus said, there is none who have not sinned. No, not one. Okay, so there's that. But I backed away from it. I backed away from preaching, and now I'm back in the church, and people are asking me to preach again or whatever. But I've been doing this for a while, so public speaking is not a problem. But for some reason, for me, anyway, putting it on camera is different. It seems like it's harder to do it on camera than it is to do it with an audience. See, I vibe out with the audience. Like, I love the feedback. And when I know I don't look like it, but I'm black. My dad's black and Native American mix with a little bit of Irish in there. But in the black church, when you preach, when you hear that call and response from the audience, is the best feeling in the world, right? So in person, you feed off of that audience. Here, you're just doing this yourself. And so it's a little bit different for me turning the camera on and doing what they call a talking head video. This is what this is. This is a talking head video. This is different for me because oftentimes you're by yourself. You have no audience. You have no feedback. You don't get feedback until after the filming is complete. let's go into why preachers should start a YouTube channel. Well, first of all, it's wide reaching. It's international. I know churches, local churches, that call themselves international ministries, but are not international, which make it make sense. I don't know how that's possible, but anyway, it's there. You don't have an international ministry, but you're calling yourself international. But here on YouTube, you can literally become international with your ministry because you can reach several countries from this platform. So I'm in the United States. If you're in the United States, you can reach countries outside of the United States with the gospel message. Okay? So it's an effective form to get the gospel out to the world, which is, if you're a disciple of Christ, is the number one thing to be a witness to the world, right? 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 I know we lost sight of that in the church these days. We're not too much of a witness. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of mean Christians out there. A lot of mean Christians. They all want to go to war with the world for some reason, but that's not Christ-like. But anyway, even Jesus didn't fight his enemies. Yeah, Jesus flipped over some tables when he was mad that the merchants in the sanctuary. He was turning over some tables. But he didn't ever kill anybody or went to war with anybody or fight anybody. He went right on that cross and died when he could have killed all of them. He didn't do it. But anyway, that's a lesson for another day. Let me not get off into a tangent about that. But anyway, there's a lot of mean Christians these days, and there's not much evangelizing. There's a lot of hurting people right now. And the message of love through Christ is a powerful message. Clearly, it's a powerful message. And so we need more disciples to spread that message. The true Christ-like message. Not the war God that some people want in this current situation that we're in today. But a loving God who says, "Come unto me, all ye that are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." All right? That Christ. So many people are hurting and they need to hear the gospel message. So that's the number one reason why you should do this on YouTube. Okay? But here's another reason. To win souls for Christ. I think we in the church have gotten away from winning souls to Christ. We're so busy in our silos and in the four walls. With the current climate of this world today, a lot of souls are being turned away and turned off from the Christian message. Yeah, that's not a good thing because we got a whole lot of mean Christians out there who wants to go to war with the world, but not showing love to the sinner man, right? Not showing love to the people who are not Christians. Even if you know somebody who's not a Christian, you still got to love them if you call yourself a Christian. You're not supposed to hate nobody. You're not supposed to want to kill nobody because they're not a Christian. But you got a lot of Christians out there that want people to die because they're not Christian. Maybe because they're Muslim or Hindu or something else other than Christian. You want to kill them off. That's not Christ-like. So to encourage the people to win souls for Christ. All right. Now, here's a couple of things I would advise you to do if you go the YouTube route. First of all, when you first start, you're not going to get a lot of traction on YouTube. YouTube is a slow burn. Now, I don't care what nobody says. You can do everything right and still not get any views, still not get any subs, still not get any growth. So you got to think about the parable about planting the seeds in the Bible. When you plant the seeds, it's going to take some time for those seeds to grow. It's not going to happen overnight. All right. And we know that there's some seeds that the enemy will come and pluck it out, or some seeds may not be watered. But if you take care of the seed and do right by the seed, and you continue and just let the process happen, it's going to grow into something beautiful. And YouTube is definitely a process like that. You have to sow the seeds and keep on sowing the seeds and care for the seeds and nurture the seeds until they grow into something beautiful. That's just the bottom line. That's how YouTube works. It's not going to be an instant gratification. But now, here are some things that will slow your growth. Do not post your Sunday morning sermons as is. I know a ton of churches that they only got like 99 subs and they've posted like 700 videos. They post every week. They post every time there's service. They have no subscribers, but they post every week. It's consistent and have been doing so for years. But here's the thing. You have to do some research on YouTube. You have to. You have to see what other people are doing on YouTube. You got to find out what's working for them. And then you got to turn around and make something similar, but make it your own. Don't copy it verbatim. You could possibly copy the title because a lot of that's going on. That's okay. As long as the content is different. Okay? That's how it's done, though. You got to research who's being successful on YouTube already. And you got to take subjects. So if it's a subject of something in the Bible, if it's a question that's popular, you can break down some deep things of the word. Maybe it's an interpretation of scripture. Like, here's one I love. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. There's a couple of interpretations on that scripture. One way I like to interpret that scripture is talking about how the Word is God and how your own personal word about yourself is God in you speaking. Okay? There's different interpretations and different ways you can put on scripture, you know, as long as it's the truth of God and the truth of the word, right? But you can take that and you can look up the scripture in YouTube, see if anybody did any topics on that, what the title was, do a similar one, put your spin on it. It's as simple as that. You can also use tools like vidIQ or just the YouTube search bar. You know, type it in, just, you know, type the scripture in, look at the results, look at the channels, see what they're talking about, see what the titles of the videos are. That's how you have to do it. But do not post a Sunday morning sermon. So if your sermon is from abandonment to abundance, don't let that be your title, because nobody's going to search that. I mean, nobody's going to search that. All right. Unless you're known, you could do that unless you're known on YouTube, and then you might get some views depending on how big your channel is. But you have to do some research, find out what others are doing, other preachers, other Christian content creators, because that's a thing now. Christian content creators are a thing, and there are several on YouTube. And I'll give you a couple of examples so you can look at them for yourself and you can see if you want to go down this route or not. Here's one guy here. I wrote a couple of creators down. One guy is Every Word from Nate Sala, S-A-L-A, Every Word. There's also a Think Media student who's doing very well. Her name is Kayla, and her channel is His Word, My Walk with Kayla. Sean Cannell, he helps her out. Her channel has experienced growth using Think Media's techniques, so that's somebody you should watch. But do your own research and find out other Christian creators that you can emulate. See what they're doing, do your research. Pick about 3 of them, find an outlier video. What that basically is If the channel only has 2,000 subscribers and they have a video that have 100,000 views and they just posted the video like 3 days ago, that's an outlier. So then you find out what the topic is, what the thumbnail is, what the content of the video is. Then you find another channel with the same kind of situation. So what it is that they'll have views on the video that's way above their number of current subscribers. All right, and real quick, one more reason why if you're a preacher, you should start a YouTube channel. This could definitely help you go full time in the ministry. You can create courses to help people. Maybe you help people with addiction problems. There's a lot of Christian programs that deal with addiction. Maybe you can offer that online. Or maybe that's something that you can offer as a service, as part of your ministry. Books, we know books, that type of thing. YouTube can help you push that book. So it's not just AdSense. I know a lot of people want to build their YouTube and get monetized. That's not the only way to do it. There's products, there's books, there's counseling, there's workshops. You know how we do in the Christian world. We have our convocations and our conferences, all of that. All of that could be spurred off from your YouTube channel. So you can definitely go full time in the ministry and just be out there full on working for the Lord all day. Again, like I said, don't post your Sunday morning sermon. I know too many churches that are doing that, and they're not getting any subscribers from doing that. You know, they're just posting the subject of the pastor's message every Sunday. And they're doing it consistently, but they still only got like 100 subscribers. You got to go a little bit deeper than that. You got to do some research. You got to hone in on some topics, break down some scripture, even break up your sermons. There's ways you could break up your sermons into shorts and build up your channel. That's a way you could get subscribers. YouTube is actively telling people to use shorts to get subscribers. Now, I haven't tested it on this channel because, you know, I'm a little bit leery of it, but I have a screenshot of YouTube saying that if you want to get more subscribers, post shorts. So that's obviously one of the first things they want a new channel to do is post shorts to get subscribers. So you could take a Sunday morning sermon, instead of just posting the sermon and the title of the sermon on Sunday morning up there by doing a live, you could take the video of the whole sermon, throw it into Opus Clips, and it will sort out the best moments of the clip. It will change it into the vertical format for shorts, and it will put the subtitles on it, and you could modify it and all that kind of good stuff. And then you can throw it up there as a short.